You're plugged into Schaumburg Speaks, a podcast highlighting and celebrating local businesses and community in the Schaumburg area.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Schaumburg Speaks, the podcast where we highlight the incredible people, businesses, and stories that make our community thrive. I'm your host, Andrea Bewer, the president of the Schaumburg Business Association, and today's episode is extra exciting because we're talking about Paris Fashion Week. Yes, the real Paris Fashion Week. And how a Schaumburg Business Association salon owner and stylist found themselves right in the middle of one of the most prestigious fashion events in the world. Joining me today is Karen, the owner of Amethyst Skye Salon and Extension Bar, and Sara, one of her talented stylists, who both have just returned yesterday from Paris Fashion Week. Karen and Sara, welcome to Schaumburg Speaks. I can't even believe you're awake and you're here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I am so excited. Like, did you guys just have the most amazing time?
The time of my life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, all right. So we're just going to dive right into this topic because everybody is chomping at the bit, including me. Sara, I want to get started right with you. And since a year ago, we had Karen on this program, and she did an amazing job talking all about Amethyst Skye. So tell us, what is it like as a stylist working at Amethyst, getting the opportunity to go to Paris Fashion Week? What was that like?
I mean, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Well, hopefully not once in a lifetime now that I've done it once. But I was just so honored to be asked to be part of this experience.
So when Karen asked you, like, again, what went through your mind? Did you get nervous? I mean, I can't even imagine.
So I was just so excited, nervous, obviously, because you're going across the world to do models' hair for a designer, and you just hope that, you know, you can perform and do what they want you to do. And I was excited to go with Karen because she's done it before, and she was a good role model to watch.
Okay, so what was it like when you first got to your station working backstage? What was that environment like? Were they mean? Was everybody nice? I mean,
everyone was nice. It actually was very calm back there. Like,
you wouldn't think that.
No, you wouldn't. And so we got to our spot, we set up, and then it was just like there was a model sitting there, and we were like, "Are you ready to get your hair done?" And we just kind of like started and jumped right in, and you know, everyone was so nice. And it's interesting because there's makeup and nails, and like we're all just working together. Everyone's helping each other. It's not like you're stepping on each other's toes. Like we were doing hair while they were getting their nails done, and it's just kind of crazy how we all worked very well together.
So did you learn anything? Like, what was your first learning experience or aha moment when you started working on the stylist and you started working with the other talented team members?
I think, so our looks that we did were very like effortless looks, but they weren't. There's a lot that goes behind
everything
that.
Effortlessly.
Right,
like,
right.
I mean, that's our goal, right? As women.
So you look at these styles and you're like, oh, I can do that, no problem. And then you get in there and you're working with different textured hair. And, so it was interesting how much effort we had to put into it and working together. Like, you know, if I couldn't get something right one way, then Karen would jump in and she would help out. And, you know, we'd give each other tips and tricks on how to, do something. And all the stylists were like that too. Everyone just wanted to help each other.
So I'm going to bring it back to Schaumburg, or not Schaumburg, Mount Prospect, Arlington Heights. Like, is there one thing, and we'll jump into more of this later, but that you're excited to bring back this afternoon to your clients that are sitting in your chair? What's the one thing that you could think of? That's a hard question. I bet there's so much.
That is. And it's hard because like we were doing runway looks. It wasn't like we learned a new haircut or hairstyle or color. But I think it'll be cool to bring back like we did this effortless look, and you can do it. And
with a lot of help from an amazing stylist like yourself, right?
I will teach you all the ways to do it.
See, I love that. I love it. Okay, so Karen, as the owner of Amethyst Skye, and I've known you for so many years. I know you did New York Fashion Week a year ago, but I feel like this has always been a dream to represent your salon on an international stage. What was that like?
I think I'd be wrong by saying it's not a lot of hairstylist dreams. Like it is. This is what we strive for in our industry. I just think, I mean, to me, not every stylist would be good in this environment, because you definitely have to like the chaos, and you definitely have to like the hustle bustle atmosphere. I think that's probably about 90% of stylists, but not everyone. I love it. I thrive on that stuff. It fills my cup in such a way that I can't get enough of it. And I love that backstage rush. And so to be able to take a team member, when Jess and I did it a year ago in New York, and then to be able to hand Sara this opportunity now, and to be able to have this opportunity for myself as well, it's just what dreams are made of. That's the best way I could put it, I guess.
That's amazing. Yeah. That is amazing. Do you have one moment for yourself when you first walked backstage that, especially in Paris, that you are never going to forget?
I think the moment for me was when the plane touched down, and I'm like, oh my God, we're in Paris. Like, we're doing this. And I had never been to Paris before. That's also been on my bucket list for years. But just walking through the hotel for the first time, which was also the venue that we were at, was where we were staying, and seeing some of my team members and my team lead from New York, and just hugging them and being like, we made it to Paris, guys. Like, we're here. Like, this is a very cool moment for all of us. And I think for me, to compare New York to Paris was something special too, because New York was definitely exactly what they say in a New York minute, and everything is like crazy and hustle bustle. And Paris and Europe just has this calmness about it. Not that there wasn't a little bit of that crazy backstage too, because you do get that as well, but I think everything just ran very smooth, and it's just very calm atmosphere. So kind of different between the two, and a little bit more wild looks in New York, with a little bit more structured or effortless looks in Paris. So that would be, it's kind of a cool moment to see.
Yeah. Okay, so I know, Sara, you explained your moment. Is there any other additional moment after that you want to share?
So after we finished doing the look for the first show that we were doing, our team lead, Jay, came up to me and asked if I would go backstage. She picks like just a select few that go backstage before they walk the runway. And they get dressed, and then you go in and you fix their hair. And that was like the coolest moment. That right there, like, made everything worth it. It gave me the chills. But it was cool to see them dressed and like lined up and excited and ready to walk down the runway. And just like the vibe back there was amazing.
That's so cool. So Karen, what's the biggest difference, do you think, from doing hair in your salon to doing hair on all these top models? Answer this good. What's the biggest difference between doing my hair and doing all these things?
Well, Andrea, you are a model as well, we'll start there.
I paid her to say that.
No, she did not. She's beautiful. I think, just the biggest difference is, behind the chair, we're doing cuts and colors and extension work and stuff like that. And, you take these little tips and tricks that you learn behind the chair back home, and you do bring them to the runway in a different way, but it's pure styling there. So I love it all, though. I really, truly take in every aspect of our industry, and I can't get enough of our industry. I want to keep going. I want to keep doing. I want to keep learning. I think that if I can always come back from one experience with one new little tip or trick, something's like an aha moment for me, like, at one point we were using nail glue on somebody's hair. That would not be a normal. Yeah, that would not be a normal.
Did you do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow. Because you have to, like, in one of our looks, we had this little squiggle that had to stick to their face. So if sometimes, like, our products aren't making it stick, like hairspray is just wetting it down, and somebody who has incredibly textured hair, the second you put anything wet to it, it's going to frizz up. So then all of a sudden we're using little bitty nail glue to, like, stick it down to their face to get them out there and everybody's look cohesive, because every model has to look the same walking the runway. So it doesn't matter if they have short hair, long hair, textured hair, baby fine hair, you have to make them all look identical walking down that runway.
So how do they get that out? Do you have to cut? I mean, you have to cut it out of your
it'll
hair.
wash out. No.
Really?
No,
Okay.
it'll wash out. Yeah,
I was
for
like,
sure.
that's
We're not going to put
rude.
anything in it. But no.
My
no,
God.
it's just you find these little tips and tricks on how to make the
Wow.
look work.
So nail glue.
Who knew?
Interesting.
Not nail glue. Oh, eyelash glue. Sorry. Did I say nail glue? Yes,
Yeah.
eyelash glue.
All right. Well,
yes,
then
which is a little bit softer.
that
Yes,
does
sorry.
wash
That
out.
was my bad, not nail
That's
glue.
why I was like,
don't put
okay.
nail glue in your hair.
No nail glue. Sarah, did anything surprise you about how quickly, or is it, I'm saying how quickly things move backstage, but did they move quickly, or is it not as quick as we all think it's going to be? Give us that, like, what's the inside?
Like when we were back there doing the hair, I don't feel like it was like we were rushed. I felt like
So it's not like one model after another changing. It's like this was.
So every show
Yeah.
is different. There's like, one show you could have 15 models, the next show you could have 30 models. But we all worked together that like we never were like, okay, you have 5 minutes and you need to rush and hurry up and, get done. Like I don't think I felt that way. Now, when I was backstage and like they were getting ready to walk the runway, maybe that was like a little bit more like rushed, hustle bustle, because they want to start the show, they want things going, but you also need to make sure their hair is perfect, their makeup's perfect, their nails, their clothes. So like that's when it was really more like get to work.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So before we talk about trends, I'm dying to find out if you two got confused for models.
Yeah.
No, I feel like
We actually did get asked to walk the runway multiple times, of course.
I think you guys, I'm sorry.
Someone in the hotel actually did say, "Are you guys models?" And we're like, "No,
I
though."
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That was off topic.
You made us blush.
Yeah, you guys look so beautiful. I was the whole time you were thinking, I'm like, why didn't they just ask you to walk?
Yeah.
All right, Karen. So could you tell us? Let's talk trends because I'm dying to hear. What did you learn? I guess let's start with hair, and then maybe we could go I know you all didn't do every aspect, and different shows are different things, but what trends can you talk about with hair that you think we're going to see?
The trends are set by the designers, right? Mm-hmm. So the designers have their looks that they want to make it work with their outfits that they have chosen for that particular show.
Question?
Sure.
Just because it's designer driven, does it not mean every trend obviously doesn't take off?
Right. I mean, some of it is very avant-garde runway.
Okay.
Looks good editorial-wise. So it's not that it's not going to take off, but you might not find it in like a department store someday, right?
Okay.
Like it's more just for the showcase piece, right? Walking down the runway makes that look,
Got it. So what did you see for hair?
Hair-wise, well, our designers chose, one of them was it was like a wet look. So we had to make each model look like they had basically stepped out of the shower in a way, so you're wetting down their hair, you're putting gel in it, you're fluffing it lightly, you're making sure that it's still got, the designer was also like, I want volume with it, which volume and wet hair don't typically go together hand in hand. So we had to figure out a way to make that work. And that was putting clips in the hair and setting the hair with the gel in there and then removing the clips and shaking it out and, kind of teasing at the root a little bit.
Do you see that taking off here?
I mean, it was a look. I mean, it was beautiful. They had actually picked, I forget whose inspo pick it was. It was somebody famous though, and I'm drawing a blank right now, but somebody had rocked this look and they had taken that as their inspo picture for their models.
I think it was Mila Kunis, wasn't it?
No, I don't feel like it was her. I don't remember, and I can look that up. We can actually pass along the pictures for you so you can see.
No, that's great.
But yes, I mean, it was just, so I think it's just more designer inspired, it's like what works with their pieces of clothing.
So aside from what else are you, from what you saw, whether you guys did it or you saw being in Paris and there?
I did see a few of the wet looks. I think that was like a big thing, I guess. But then also one of our looks was also pulled back, low chignon, a little twisted
What's a chignon?
in the back.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a very low bun in the back.
Okay.
Very popular with brides. And then that was the one look that we had to make, the little squiggle piece, which was like the signature look for the show, was that it just kind of flowed with the clothes, So yeah.
So that's what you're saying. All right, Sarah, obviously you got to see a lot of things, the trends in makeup and fashion. Were there any specific techniques or styles or something that you saw that really stood out to you from a makeup clothing standpoint?
The makeup seemed to be like dramatic, smoky.
So smoky's back, because wasn't that not in for a while?
Yeah.
I feel like that
Yeah.
has
I feel like it's coming back.
That's coming back.
so
And
a
then,
little bit more of a look.
yeah. And I
Versus
think
natural.
For the first look, the wet look, it was more natural looking, right?
Yeah, a little bit more natural with that one for sure.
Okay, so the natural look, the wet look.
And a little,
Yeah.
a couple of them I did see looked a little gothic too. Some of the real dark, dramatic eyes, or like the lips were black on some.
Yes.
That wasn't a show that we did, but it was a show before one of ours.
Yeah.
So any other things that were different that you want to talk about that you saw while you were there? Did you see Emily in Paris?
No, but we did visit all those spots. Of
Yeah,
course,
good.
like totally
Good.
tourists.
All over the place.
I thought it was interesting earlier when you asked Sarah about like the hustle and bustle backstage, because like Sarah said, there's a handful of stylists that get picked to do the backstage work, right before the models go on. So making sure that their clothes are perfect, making sure that their hair is perfect after they put the clothes over, that something didn't get messed up, we have to put it back. But there was one model who walked in the show that I was backstage for, and she was the first model of the show to go out on stage in her outfit with an afro, like a giant, beautiful afro. I mean, this girl had killer hair, and we had 5 minutes to make that.
You don't just wake up with it looking
No,
beautiful.
it was,
either.
I mean, it was definitely a styled out afro,
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. But as soon as she was done, her clothes are getting ripped off. We're taking her hair and we're taking it down, and we have to give her the same look that everybody else had, because she was the last model to walk that show as well.
Wow.
You wouldn't even known it was the same person.
Wow, that.
Yeah.
That
So that was a cool moment, and we have it on video, and it's just like 5 minutes, and she had 5 stylists on her. We're all doing a little piece of the hair.
So I'm going to bring another question to you, Karen. Obviously, opportunities like Paris Fashion Week don't come around every day. How has saying yes to opportunities like this changed the salon, changed the culture of the salon, changed you?
I mean, if anybody who knows me knows, they know I love my travels. I live for them. So this has given me an opportunity to fill my cup in a different way, doing hair outside of Illinois, expanding my horizons. I do think that opportunities like this open up other doors, which I love being able to provide that for my team, and giving them opportunities as well as if, if somebody wants that opportunity. Like I said, it's not for every stylist. You definitely have to like that atmosphere of styling. And I do, and I know Sarah does, and I know Jess, who's come with me before, does, and I think we have a couple other staff members that someday definitely would love this opportunity as well. I just think by taking opportunities like this and saying yes, advance your career for sure. They open up more doors for us. I think our clients love hearing these experiences. I mean, to them, I have clients that sit in my chair. I feel like they think this is like the coolest thing. Which it is. It is really, really cool. But they're like, my stylist went to, Paris Fashion Week. It's like bragging rights for them. Yeah, it's definitely like bragging rights for them.
I've been bragging about it.
Which is, I mean, that's cute, and I love it, and it makes us feel special too. Of course, I'm just happy to have these opportunities with some of my teammates and see some of my teammates from past teams that are other stylists that I just hands down to them. Kudos, they're doing their thing. I love watching my friends, make it further in this industry. It's the coolest opportunity.
You know what's interesting, and I'm going to give Sarah a question regarding this, but what's dawning on me is there's a lot of young ladies and men that are in high school that would love to have this opportunity or going to beauty school, and they probably are. I think this is what really sets Amethyst Skye apart, and why a lot of people should work for a salon like yours, because you enable these opportunities. Sarah, how is your experience with working at Amethyst Skye, and why should some of young stylists or seasoned stylists want to come to work for Amethyst Skye?
I will say this is the first salon I've worked at that has given me opportunities like this. I don't think if I didn't come to Karen, I would have never done this. And so I am very grateful to have, this opportunity. But also just working at Amethyst is amazing. Like, we have such a good group of girls that work together. You walk into the salon, everyone's smiling, everyone's happy. It's just overall really amazing place. We have great clients, and the staff is just top notch.
Yeah. And as a client, I could say that it is top notch. Karen, in your eyes, what makes your salon so unique, and how does training experiences like going to work for Paris Fashion Week, how does that how does that differentiate you from other places?
I think that just by taking on these opportunities, just like I said before, opens up the door for us in different ways. I'm super focused on education. I always have been in my 21 years in this industry. I think that always learning, even if it's just refreshing your memory on certain skills, is so important. So I'm super education focused. We do a lot of in-salon education for our staff. I try and do a lot of, staff outings and stuff like that so we can bond outside the salon, because when you're in salon, you're just with your clients, and sometimes we don't always have time to talk with our team members, and I think that's super important as well. But yeah, just opportunities like this don't come along too often. So when they do, I think you just gotta, live life and experience and say yes to those, I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it sounds great.
And it's not about you being better than somebody else, because that's not at all what it is. It's literally you go to experiences like this and you learn how well a team works. And that's what it's about, is teamwork.
Okay, I want to hear one funnest story that you had, because obviously you went to Paris Fashion Week. You worked a lot and you made people look beautiful. You both are beautiful inside and out. What was one story that you could share with us and our listeners that you'll never forget about this past week? And I see a little laugh. Sarah saying a little laugh.
I'll start with, Sarah might be the easiest travel partner ever. Like, we had just an absolute blast painting the town red in Paris. We just scooped up every opportunity that we could, saw the sights, did the work, visited with our team members. And we both said, for us, our favorite moment is the backstage part. It's the backstage right before they go out on that runway, and just to watch your team's work go down that runway, that's something special. And I think Sarah can totally agree with me there that that's your moment. That's like, we looked at our team and you're just like, everybody's glossy eyed and, and it's just like, we did this together, and that is special.
Yeah. Sarah, could you tell us a little bit more Amethyst Skye services for those of our listeners that might not be familiar with all the services that is provided there? Give us a commercial.
All right. Well, so we do color, cut, perm, extensions.
Do people still do perms?
Yeah, actually,
it's
kind of coming back.
Okay.
There's actually a lot of boys
A lot
that
of
get
men, yeah.
perms.
Okay.
Lear,
our
perms
are coming back.
And then, extensions. And then we also do spray tans, and we do waxing, lash lifts,
updos. We have a couple makeup artists on board. So pretty much anything.
Anything hair growth? Do you
yes.
Still, yeah.
We're still doing all of our calcium. Those treatments are huge. So regrowing the hair, stem cell treatments, and I think you covered everything that we do. Yeah.
And you have wonderful products, I know.
We do.
Yeah, that you can purchase to make your hair look.
That's one thing I'll never do as a salon owner, is skimp on our products. We use really nice stuff, high quality, the best of the best for our clients.
Best of the best. Mm-hmm. So you all are part of Schaumburg Business Association now officially for over a year.
Mm-hmm. Definitely over a year.
How has that helped the business? I mean, have you utilized, whether it's here or Mount Prospect, Chamber, or whatever, how does that help a salon owner?
Yeah, we're all neighboring towns, right? So I'm in Mount Prospect. We're only a couple towns away, so we're neighbors. I love being part of the Schaumburg Business Association. I think it's, again, opened up doors that maybe we wouldn't have had before. So I thank you guys for those opportunities. Your events are fun. They're just very driven events that are just fun, and it gets people involved, and the networking, it's just crazy. So I love it. And it's I feel like a lot younger,
Except
I don't want to say
president.
clientele. No, stop. You know what I mean? It's just a fun, lively atmosphere where people are very inviting, and supportive, and want to do business. So we've had a great time. I will continue to be a member for a very long time to come, because I don't plan on closing my doors anytime soon. So, we're here to stay.
Well, we appreciate you all being part of here. And I know everybody's chomping at the bit. They want these two beautiful stylists to be there. So how can they go about making an appointment for hair, all the services that Sara just mentioned.
Yeah, you can check us out on our website, amethystskyesalon.com. You can call the phone number of the salon, which is 847-322-4124. We're really good with texting, so texting is always a great option for people nowadays. There is a service request button on our website as well, so you can request it that way through email if that's easier for you. Lots of ways to get a hold of us. We do a lot of events in town, so please come check us out on one of those as well. We're very big on business to business, so if there's any other businesses that are out there listening to this and they want to do some sort of event and team up, we are always game to hear those. I love that kind of stuff because I'm all about the community events.
Yeah, and you could find them on schaumburgbusiness.com as well. So thank you all so much for being here. We got the inside scoop. And again, I really appreciate you coming out from the bottom of my heart. Literally, they landed their plane less than 7 hours ago, and they look this good and are smiling. And I have to say, being a client of yours for so many years, I appreciate it. Karen is probably one of the only stylists that will meet me at 6 a.m., to
so
do
basically
hair.
I'm used to no sleep.
Yeah, so she's used to it.
Thriving.
So thank you for being here. Sara, how was this?
Amazing. I was nervous, but it was good.
Good.